Welcome back to the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast. My name is John.
My name is Dante.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you
Hello.
for being here. Thank you for being here, adjusting some levels here.
Shout out to all you guys.
Happy Tuesday.
Best day of the week, right?
No. Probably, genuinely probably the worst.
I think it's worse than Mondays because
Yeah.
it's a reminder that you were still 3 days away from Friday.
Yeah. But regardless,
We're
here. We got a lot to go over. We got SmackDown, we got Raw, we got NXT Deadline, and anything that we miss, we're going to bleed over to the Patreon, which you can check that out at patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. This is today's free episode. You get an entire bonus episode where we're answering a bunch of questions as well over there, and all the main feed episodes are ad-free.
Hell yeah. Sounds like a good deal to me.
The other thing I want to kick off, I was telling you before the show, the Stachie Awards are coming up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they're coming.
And actually, as this is out, the link to vote will be in the description and or in the pinned comment. So start voting today.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna tweet it out and whatever, and the voting is gonna be up for
A
week.
A week
Yeah,
or so?
something like that.
Give you guys
It'll
some
close
time.
actually. So we can kind of have time to get that together and do the kind of do the fan award thing. We got some fun
Absolutely.
stuff planned for that show.
Best award show of the year, if
And
you
it's
ask me.
it's not gonna be next week's episode. It's gonna be the week after that. So we have a little time. It's gonna be the Christmas special as well.
Absolutely. Big episode.
Yeah,
Huge episode.
huge episode. But yeah, we got a lot to go over. We can dive into SmackDown.
Let's do it.
If we want.
Let's do it.
All right. What's funny, every time there's we're coming off of Raw, so there's stuff on Raw that I'm excited to talk about.
Right.
Like, I can't wait to talk about Punk and whatever, but gotta do our due diligence.
Step by step.
Cody Rhodes and Chad Gable, or Stardust and Shorty G.
That's what I prefer it to be.
Had a promo. This led up to the main event. This was cool. Gable says that Kevin Owens deserves a better friend, that Cody's in the wrong. Like I said, sets up the main event for later. But in general, I don't have much to say about this until we kind of get to the main event. But I liked this. Like this interaction. I like Chad and Cody. We'll talk about their main event later. But two technical guys and, two guys on similar paths. I like this.
Yeah, just two good pro wrestlers. Right after he left the ring, they announced that there was this whole talent exchange thing going on.
Yeah.
So,
What was it called? The transfer window?
Something
like that.
Something like that. It is. That's been around for the last few
It's
months,
so
it's not
funny.
really anything new. It's just Netflix is around the corner, so they're shuffling rosters, it seems like. But that was the reasoning for why he was there in the first place, or their excuse why.
Then we saw Cody on Raw.
We
last
saw
night.
a few. Gunther was on SmackDown later that night. So yeah, I mean, besides all that, I will never complain about a Cody versus Chad match.
Yeah.
That's just two good wrestlers there. Yeah.
They also confirmed around this time that Bronson Reed, Tonga Loa, and Jimmy Uso are all pretty seriously injured.
Bronson Reed
Tough.
actually just his foot exploded. I don't know if you saw, they released a slow motion video of it.
I'm shocked they showed that video on TV.
I sent it to my friend because we were on Xbox, and he's not the biggest wrestling guy, but I was like, dude, there was this match.
He loves himself an
Guys
injury.
got hurt. I sent it to him, and he was like, dude, what the fuck was he trying to do? And I was jumping off the cage. He goes, why would they let him do that?
Yeah, like I said, it's pretty. His leg literally, or his ankle literally snapped.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm surprised they showed that on TV. I was like, ugh.
I think something like this, I've seen a lot of people being like, okay, maybe we should take a break from the War Games match and stuff.
Three injuries of the main guys are pretty tough.
A blown up ankle, a torn bicep, which is not fun, and broken toe, which is the least serious out of it, but still a broken bone.
Yeah.
Either we can tone it down a bit, not have 400-pound guys jumping off the top of the cell, or we maybe give it some time to breathe.
That's the thing, is now the expectations are so high where it's if you don't see a crazy,
if you don't see a trash can
that's the
moonsault
thing,
or a splash going through a table with no one on it, then you're disappointed.
I'm kind of with you. I say cool off on War Games for a few years.
Yeah.
Come back to it fresh.
You just don't want guys to get seriously hurt. It could have been, tough injuries. It could have been a lot worse, of course, but you can't be risking talents like this, especially someone like Bronson, who was on the come up, that was part of a huge program, and Tonga and Jimmy, who are part of arguably the biggest story in wrestling.
Yeah. The fact that you have the Bloodline story is back to being the Bloodline story, and you got two out It's tough.
It's tough. Very tough.
We'll move on, though, to Tiffany Stratton advancing in the U.S. title tournament, defeating Naomi and Elektra Lopez. I know. I thought Elektra had it.
Yeah, I was really rooting for her. I mean, they were in Minnesota, which is where Tiffany Stratton's from. So, I mean...
She got it was like she won, like, the Royal Rumble, how they reacted.
When her theme song,
sick.
it's Tiffy time, it went crazy. She was also at the Minnesota Vikings game, and she had like,
that's
the belt
cool.
and stuff, and people were giving her a huge pop there. Yeah, I mean
obviously, that's a whole... Real quick on the hometown thing, though. Like, obviously, that's hometown. Like, you know, even if you're a heel, you're going to get cheered, but, like, that response... She has and I'm not saying anything new, this has been said for a while, a massive babyface run ahead of her. Like,
I think
soon.
once she wins the title, I think that's when we're going to start to
the cash-in will be the turn, I think.
1,000%. I mean, I love Tiffany. It's not that she's not deserving to win this. I just figured with her having the Money in the Bank briefcase, she would kind of, you know, she has her own thing going on. Naomi, to me, I thought was a favorite to make it to the finals at least. But
I thought so too.
I mean, she has her hands for the Bianca Jade storyline.
Right, Candice LeRae ended up coming out and distracting Naomi.
So there's things going on here. I don't know if Tiffany will make it to the finals or not. I think she's fighting Michin.
Yeah,
I believe
so.
Next week. So we'll see who wins there. But good match. Tiffany's great. So I mean, I just was surprised. That's all.
The thing that like I'm okay with, and it's contradictory because Bayley did advance, but like a Naomi and Bayley feel like they're in the major leagues, like they're in the world title picture. So I'm not mad with someone like Tiffany, who like currently, even with the Money in the Bank briefcase, but currently feels like she's in the mid card league.
No,
you
I
know,
get that,
so like
for
that's
sure.
kind of what I'm at least fine with. With that, so like, you know, Bayley did advance. I was really expecting Naomi to advance. But like I said, they or like you said, they have other plans for her. So, but overall, this is cool. This is. I mean, I imagine. What'd you say? You think she's gonna lose against Michin, or
So it's Tiffany Michin, and then it's Chelsea Bayley.
yeah?
I would like it if it was Chelsea Michin for the United States. I think that would be a nice, like, we've talked about having like the big name people in there to kind of make it feel more important, and elevate like a Bayley maybe, but. I don't know. I feel like
I'd be lying if I said that I didn't see Tiffany going to the finals, though.
it could. I mean, she could. I honestly, I want Chelsea to win. Tiffany's on her
It
side of the
doesn't matter
bracket.
who-
So if Tiffany
face
makes
whoever.
it and Chelsea makes it and Chelsea wins, so be it.
As long as she just needs to beat Bayley, and then we're good.
It is unpredictable. I will give them that.
Yeah.
This tournament has been unpredictable, so I do appreciate that.
Bianca defeated Piper Niven in a very fun
good match,
just
yeah.
slapped in the middle of the show. These two have tons of chemistry. It showed out here. This is probably the best Piper match I've seen on the main roster, at least like singles match.
It was a really solid match.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Bianca also showing why she's one of the best. She had she gave Niven the whatever
KOD.
Yeah, KOD onto Chelsea, or it was the other way.
Yeah, that was sick. No, you're right.
Sick
Yeah,
closing to the match.
or it was.
Was it the other? I feel like she
probably
had
gave
Piper on.
She
her.
probably. I generally forget.
You know
But
what?
yeah, something happened.
I'm gonna fact check this really quick. But either way, ending of the match was sick.
Chelsea's selling the shit out of it too.
Chelsea's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
She's just so good at everything she does.
Backstage, also while you're looking that up, backstage, you kind of we were talking about this earlier, but Naomi looked awfully suspicious when her and Bianca were asked about Jade.
Listen, oh yeah, it was. She had Piper and dropped her onto Chelsea.
Wow,
that's what it was.
Bianca was selling her kind of side injury the whole time. Like they were teasing the pickup the whole time. It was good. I mean, really good.
Naomi is acting suspicious. I think Bianca's
Bianca's not in the she's what am I trying to say? She's a suspect.
She is a suspect. People are kind of brushing over it because that's her tag team partner.
Right.
I don't listen. You got to question everyone.
I don't know.
You got to question everyone.
They're both like, yeah, whoever it is, we're gonna beat their ass. Yeah, we are gonna.
That's
beat
I think
their
they said
ass.
like it's on site or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
They said, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, great match.
I feel like we're kind of plowing. I don't know why we're plowing through SmackDown.
There was a lot to talk about. I feel like the end of the show
Yeah.
was more, and then Raw was there was a lot there.
Shinsuke coming out to flex his new U.S. title.
Love it.
LA Knight interrupts so he can get a word out. Andrade comes in, takes out LA Knight. And then, I don't get this, pretty unexpected. Curious to see the direction they're going. Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu come down and take out LA Knight and Andrade. Sol Sikoa shows up, gives them both the thumb. Spike.
He stopped them from going after Shinsuke. Shinsuke is standing there like ready to fight. And he has
so good.
They attack. I forget who it was, but to open the show, they attacked someone like backstage. I think this was just like they're pissed off and they're just attacking everyone thing.
Yeah, because they did cut a little promo after. Like, I still got the Ula follow.
It's like, I'm still a tribal chief and stuff like that. More respect on his name. Yeah, I mean, I think it's nothing more than just them trying to wreak havoc on the show. Yeah. Maybe it'll lead to a tag team match or something. I don't know. But I don't know. I did think the segment was kind of like...
I would have rather it maybe not happen to the segment that was establishing the U.S. title
I don't know why Shinsuke was involved. I feel like if LA Knight came out and was like, I wanted my rematch, and Andrade came out, and then the Bloodline came out, okay. Yeah. Shinsuke, I feel like, especially since they didn't attack him or he didn't do anything, he was just there. So I don't think he needed to be involved, but...
Like you said, I like the put over of the shit coming out of his mouth and like creeping out of the ring. It was cool.
His new look is crazy. His mask that he wears now is terrifying.
He feels revitalized. It's awesome.
I've also heard that a big reason why they put the belt on him is because he has a match in Noah at the beginning of January. I forget who he's facing, but that's not like it's like, oh, they gave him this so we can have the belt. But like, I feel like that is like
it works. He will have represent.
The belt with him. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. But
all right, DIY defeat Motor City Machine Guns become the tag team champions.
Sure.
A couple things happened here to lead up to this. Street Profits were shown taken out backstage. A lot of people getting taken out these days.
Where are the cameras?
No kidding.
Where are the backstage cameras?
They got 13 fucking cameras and not one.
You got to have them out like secret cameras on the walls or something.
Street Profits get taken out before the tag match. Or Johnny Gargano specifically kind of comes up and is like, we'll take their spot. Oh, don't worry. We have it. And then Motor City Machine Guns are like, fine, they can have their match. DIY take the spot of Street Profits in the match. Gargano turns full-blown heel, low-blowing. I believe it was Chris Sabin he low-blowed. Boom, full heel turn. Ciampa, Gargano win the tag team titles. Great.
We've had our discussions about this on like Ciampa potentially turning on Gargano, if they had a feud, or like the tag team itself turning heel. I'm thrilled that this is the direction they went down and not splitting them up, because I think right now they're really trying to build up the tag team division again, at least on SmackDown here with like Motor City, DIY, and Street Profits. So it's like, if you split them up, I think that
one of your only established
genuinely
tag teams,
like you are taking a big step back. I think so. I think giving them this character change, because we've talked about like they've been a tag team for a few months now. I mean, maybe even a while now. It feels like, and it's kind of like they're missing something. It's like they're still a little flat. I don't know what it is. This could be the thing that changes it. That, you know, giving them this kind of heelish, characters and stuff. I mean, I think it could work. So I liked it. I did like the turn in the match and all that. So
yeah, I'm always one for a surprise TV show title change. Do I think Gargano is a believable, incredible heel? No.
Yeah, I do think he's definitely more believable as a face.
But at this point, it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't make them more interesting by turning them heel and I lost my train of thought. You can't split them up you can't turn them heel and have them still as a tag team, or have Johnny as a baby. You can't have everything. Yeah. So like that's why I'm like, fine, whatever.
He was a heel in NXT when they had like the way and stuff.
Well, that's
like
the thing.
He does have a history of being a heel.
I'm not too familiar with his the way stuff, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just kind of just like a sure. We'll wait and see. Yeah, we'll wait and see. I don't necessarily. I was kind of really looking forward to like Ciampa like on his own and being a badass, and now he gets to do that like full blown with the help of Gargano. I saw a tweet, I think it was Sean Ross Sapp. He tweeted that maybe now that Johnny's heel, maybe he can start hanging out with his wife again.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, she did when they won the belts. There was a backstage segment. I don't know if it was on the show or on like Twitter afterwards, but like Candice LeRae came up to them in the locker room and he was like, "There's my wife," and so
now we can see each
now
other.
we can see each other.
They keep the heels and the face on the other side of the arenas.
Even the husbands and wives.
Yeah,
people were upset that Motor City Machine Gun, they lost the belt so soon because in their entirety, their history, this is their second shortest title reign. To that, I say, who cares?
They also won it on their debut.
I think it's just
Or
like
second
second match. Either way, they won it very early. Putting the belts on them, I think, just helps solidify them in the WWE. And just like the WWE crowd was like, oh, like they're taking them serious. Yeah, they held the belts for a little bit over a month, but like, listen, with the state of the tag team division, is that's what we're going to be complaining about?
Yeah.
They're going to be in the mix.
They're going to win them back.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, you had to sacrifice this in order to get DIY to turn, and now you have an established heel group. More City Machine Guns you could have a little bit more sympathy for. You know, the crowd's behind them a little bit more now.
The DIY heel turn without the title change would have been kind of lame.
1,000%.
So you kind of needed that.
Because they could have turned heel and then not win the belts. And it's like, who cares if they turned heel?
Oh,
I
already kind of don't give a shit. If they didn't win the belts, I really wouldn't give a shit.
No, as long as they have the belts now, so at least they're giving them something. It's like we know that they're giving a solid direction here.
So yeah, I'm along for the ride. Like I said, I'm skeptical of the Gargano heel turn. He's just too like small and nerdy.
Yeah, no, he just comes off as a really genuine good guy. And it's like
I give the reign and the lead to Ciampa. And then not that I want Gargano
he's
to play
more of the
second
believable
fiddle.
bad guy.
Yeah. He can kind of be like a conniving sidekick, and I don't know.
Yeah, he is the one that I guess convinced Gargano to turn heel.
Right, that's the thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
And we ended the night with Cody Rhodes defeating Chad Gable in a technical match.
Fun match.
Yeah, this was great. It was fun to see these two go at it. Kevin Owens ends up interrupting, beats down Cody. They kind of do a pull apart throughout the whole end of it. Blah blah blah. Right behind their match at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah,
Kevin Owens. This show is also kind of going to be part. So this isn't not for the predictions title, but a lot of this is going to be as we're kind of going through the setups. We're going to be kind of looking at Saturday Night's Main Event matches. That is this Saturday.
Yeah, it's looking like a good card too. They announced a few matches on Raw, which we'll get to.
But the Discord is doing predictions though. So that's another. I feel like I haven't talked about the Discord in a while. But again, if you join the Patreon, you join on YouTube, you can get in the Discord and you can do the predictions with them. That's my little plug.
A lot of fun. Very cool.
But you were about to say something before
Kevin Owens kind of he did not hold back when it come to going after his knee, because that was when they had their match. He was holding back on going after his quote unquote injured knee. So it was kind of fun, cool seeing
I like
from months ago he was hesitant to do it, and now he looked at him on the ground. He just went fucking nuts on just stomping on it and everything. So I'll be honest with you, I think Cody is gonna win.
Yeah,
but they are doing a great job at making it seem like Kevin Owens is gonna walk out as champ.
It's probably of Cody's feuds. This is probably the most. Or the least predictable one that Cody's going to win.
Yeah.
Even especially his early ones, it was like, oh, he just won the title a few months ago.
He's not losing to AJ. He's not losing to Solo, nothing like that.
But they did a real good job at building up KO as being this one credible and two this unpredictable, unstoppable, angry guy.
That's how it should be.
I would love it if he won. I
would.
Just don't. It's the train is so set on the Cody WrestleMania main event, But it would be crazy.
It's Kevin Owens deserves to win on Saturday.
And a straight up. Well, I mean, he is a heel. He can win however he wants. But I've said this before, I would love him to win a world title that's not just handed to him by the Hunter. Or whatever.
And this would be such a defining win.
Oh, it'd be crazy.
This would be the biggest win of his career.
It'd be an all timer.
But again, it's we are so far onto the train ride with Cody, and it's we know the Rock's around the corner. We know Roman's floating. We know that Randy. We know. There's so much going on there that it's most likely going to stay on Cody. But man, if there is ever a time Triple H to really pull a swerve and just say, fuck it, we're going to make a decision on the fly. This is momentum's going Kevin's way. This is the time to do it. I don't think that they are, but if he wins on Saturday, I will be ecstatic. I will be so happy if he does.
You know what this is? This is Sami versus Roman at Elimination Chamber is what this is. All over again,
Because now it's like Kevin was teasing like was this? Yeah, it was on SmackDown. He had the promo thing with Michael Cole kind of.
Yeah.
And he brought up Sami. He goes, "We'll cross that bridge when we get there." Like so that's gonna happen at some point. Speaking of Elimination Chamber, that's in Canada this year. Wouldn't shock me if they had that match there, having the main event in Canada, Kevin Owens, Sami. That could be pretty cool
for the World Championship.
So, like, also, if we want to think, long term here, if Kevin wins the WWE Championship, there are other people that could line up and that he could face at Mania for the belt. It's
and worst comes to worst, you give it back to Cody after 2 months. Or a month, or
maybe
whatever.
do elimination at Elimination Chamber. Cody wins it back, or something. I don't know. Or The Rock comes back and pulls a Goldberg and beats Kevin Owens. I don't know. I would love Kevin to win, but I don't know.
Crazy.
We're just so invested on Cody at this point. It's tough to see him lose.
Either way, though, not to beat a dead horse, but we haven't had a conversation like this for a Cody title match. Really, period.
Ever. Yeah.
So it's like it's nice to be like, oh, maybe,
He might.
All right, that's SmackDown. Move on to Raw.
Hell yeah.
To kick things off throughout the night, New Day are kind of seeing reactions and the effects of turning heel. They're going up to Alpha Academy. They even run into Cody, and Cody's
reaction was so, "You should be disappointed in yourselves."
I think he said, I didn't catch the full line, but he was like, "I've known you since high school.
Yeah.
You two should be ashamed of yourselves." And Woods is walking away, and he's like, yeah, like he was a saint in high school. Yeah, oh, this guy. They're so fun, especially Woods. You can tell Woods is like always want to do heel stuff,
big time.
And
Cody's just like, what the fuck? What did I do?
He's so funny. Just his little sarcastic, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about their big segment later in the show.
Yeah. Nice bit though to have them do
so
that
good
throughout the show.
All right, Gunther and Finn. There's a lot to happen here. We got, first of all, Gunther's out there talking his shit. Judgment Day come out. Finn sneak disses Dom.
Oh yeah.
Kind of goes like, you gave a world title to, I deserved it. You gave it to Dom, who didn't deserve it, and Dom was like, what'd you say fuck me for?
Yeah.
Gunther says Finn is not on his level. He says, talks about his world championships and said, oh, Finn, you haven't been that guy and whatever.
Yeah, he was like 8 years ago. You were the guy for one night, and I'm the guy right now, and I will be for thousands of days to come. That was fire. That was fire.
Damian comes out, gets in some offense. Judgment Day with Finn end up standing tall, getting the upper hand of both of them. Finn stands tall, holding both his tag title and the World Heavyweight Championship.
I'm just saying, he looks good. He looked good holding that belt up.
Isn't there a thing where it's like it's like a wrestling faux pas where it's like, oh, if the challenger holds the title at the go home show, he's guaranteed to lose. Isn't that a thing?
I feel like it's always let's say in this case, Finn and Gunther for their match. If Finn won his match on Monday,
then it's he's losing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I've always thought of it that way too.
But this turned into, which I'm curious how you feel about it. We got this turned into a triple threat match on Saturday. Now it's Finn Balor versus Gunther versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship.
So I'm kind of split because it does suck that Finn isn't going to get his one-on-one match. I feel like this is a defining one-on-one world championship match. Him and Gunther would have burned the house down, I think.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I go into that match thinking, well, I think Finn's going to lose. So it's another loss for him. In this case, Finn and Damian have their thing going. So one's going to cost the other the belt, and whoever gets pinned or whatever doesn't look super weak, I guess.
Right.
So I guess it's kind of a protection thing, but I don't know. I think I would have been fine with just Finn, Gunther, and Damian. I figured Damian was going to get involved anyways because that's what Finn's been doing to him.
Yeah.
I think it'll be multi-man matches are fun. I'm sure it'll be great, but
I think that's my biggest take because I'm with you on, I don't know how I feel about Damian getting added in because Damian's just, they kind of ran the block again with doing the Finn and Damian feud again.
I want to see him fight someone new, Gunther. You know what I mean?
I want to see Finn face someone new.
Well, yeah. Gunther versus Finn would have been perfect.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, Damian, he's involved in the feud with Finn, but he's out of the World Heavyweight Championship.
He had his match. He lost.
And this is another case of we know Damian's not winning this. You know what I mean? So it's what I don't know why he's thrown in.
It could be a very, like, I see this being, just because it's another triple threat match for world title, similar to Swerve and Hangman, where if I'm correct, I think it was Hangman. No, it was one of the two, like, tapped out to Joe on purpose, just so, like, the other wouldn't win.
I think Hangman
was the one that tapped out. You know,
Sure.
just he lost on purpose just so the other guy couldn't win.
I mean, this also opens the door for some Judgment Day shenanigans because it's gonna be no
Course.
disqualification. So maybe someone turns on Finn, or someone accidentally maybe Dom accidentally hits Finn, and that sets something up. Because on next Monday Night Raw, that him and JD are defending the belts against War Raiders.
Oh, okay, cool. They're finally doing that.
No Judgment Day by ringside. I'm thinking, first of all, I thought that match was happening this past Monday. So when they said,
me too,
next week,
yeah.
I was like, I thought it was going to be tonight. I think next Monday we might see a little bit of a shakeup in the Judgment Day, because it really seems like Finn's on the
If
on
anything,
the
they have to at least lose the tag titles.
they
if
better
anything.
lose the tag belts. But I think Finn might get the boot, to be honest with you.
And then Carlito steps up as the leader.
Hey, it's his time, man. He's the vet. But yeah, I mean, the match will be fun.
Is there any chance of Finn winning on Saturday?
No.
I don't think there's a zero. I don't think it's zero.
I don't think it's zero. I actually think the chances of it happening are more likely now that Damian's in the match. Because if it was one-on-one, I don't think I would have had much faith. Being a triple threat makes it a bit more unpredictable.
Like if Finn pins Damian to win the title, that sets up Gunther to get it back.
Right.
And,
like Gunther shouldn't lose. I think he should win this and keep it going until at least Mania. But if he does lose, I mean, this is, again, triple threat. You protect him. So
if I had my, like, if we were doing predictions, I'd pick Gunther.
Yeah.
If I had a pick and I could have it my way, I would really have Finn win. If I could only have one though, Kevin or Finn, choosing Kevin.
Yeah.
Choosing
I mean,
Kevin.
listen, kudos to WWE. They've put some matches on this card, some world title matches that can go either way, and we'll get into the other ones too. But it can be an unpredictable show.
We might also be like at the end of the day, it is also Saturday night's main event.
Everyone, it's going to be like the most protected show. Like all the champions are going to retain. You know what I mean.
As much as I think, as much as we're speculating, it's probably going to be just like Cody and Gunther retain, and it's not going to be anything crazy.
Yeah,
but we can only hope. All right,
hope.
Controversial coming up. Final Testament defeat the Wyatt Six. A lot of stuff happened. First of all, fun matches. I mean, it's always fun to see the Wyatt Six and Uncle Bo Howdy get out there. Nikki Cross comes out of nowhere to attack Scarlett. It was cool. You rarely see her like all lit up, like so you can see the details in the mask and everything. Spooky.
Pretty spooky.
Paul Elrig shows up, which I was surprised. I kind of thought they were sending him out.
They killed him.
Basically, he throws what was some sort of chalk or whatever.
Yeah, it looked like chalk, I guess.
Whatever.
Yeah.
In Uncle Howdy's face that lets Karrion Kross get the pin ski.
Honestly, I'm cool with it. I really didn't have as big of an issue with it as I saw other people having online. Just because, like, I don't know. It's hard. Like, there are very select people that should go, like, unbeaten and, like, be held to, like, such a standard. Like, Gunther, he did lose to Cody, but like he's someone presented as like being unbeatable,
right?
Even like like a Rhea Ripley, even in the women's division, you can say. But like
a Roman,
Roman, sure. But like a spooky characters, supernatural, even like that, they don't have to be unbeaten. They've been on the roster since June, and they've really only had like 3 or 4 matches, so it's not like. I don't think it's that big of a deal, especially since Karrion Kross and the Final Testament get the win. That's bigger for them. Like if they lost, people are gonna be like, they never let the Final Testament win. They're washed. Like, oh, this is just another example of why they suck. But it's like it's a good win for them. Though I don't think it really loses any momentum for the Wyatt Six. I think it's just another part of the story. That's it.
I think people would have less of a problem with it if, to your point, like you said, they only had 3 or 4 matches. Only had 3 or 4 matches. They've been around since June. Can we get some wins?
But that's another like thing you can say. Like, but I don't think that like has to do with them losing here. Like they should have had more matches and stuff. To like have a bit more credibility, maybe. But I don't know. I'm in the middle here. I'm in the middle because I don't care. Is really what it is. Sure. The Wyatt Six are a nominee for this year for most
underutilized people, which I'm not saying I agree with, but I'm saying there's a lot. I'm not in this camp. There's a lot of people that are like, they wasted the Wyatt Six.
That's all I was seeing.
They're kicking
ruined,
they're kicking
buried.
dirt on Bray Wyatt's legacy. I'm not that extreme at all.
I think they really are a product of Raw. Like Raw going to 2 hours, I think hurt them the most.
100%.
I really believe that, because I think this all
100%.
people started thinking that after it went to 2 hours. I don't have stats in front of me, but like I really do believe that once they went to 2 hours, they got cut a lot of weeks.
Because if you think about it, like their segment is all like the creepy and slow. So like some of their segments would last like, I don't know, 20 minutes, a half hour. Right.
Their entrance alone is pretty
Back
long.
when they were being, debuted, they'd have like, Rowan would be in that corner and they'd show whatever. And they do this whole like, Chad Gable be freaking out, whatever. And then throughout the night, they'd have, vignettes for like, they'd have one or two vignettes or whatever. And I think that's spot on, where they can't do their slow burn, creepy storytelling because it takes up a half hour of the show.
Yeah.
And, so now they kind of, I'm not going to use the term watered down, but there's less mystique to it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm fine with them losing because it ultimately is going to build to, like, Wyatt Six are going to win this feud.
Right, the feud's not over.
Right, the feud's not over. Wyatt Six are going to end up winning, and if it gets Final Testament, and with a Karrion Kross and a AOP, some wins and some momentum, great. Like I was singing Karrion Kross's praises last week when him and the Miz.
So that's why I'm happy. Like people, if I think the biggest thing that I think I'd understand people complaining about is the fact that Uncle Howdy took the pin, because that might be a little bit like he's the leader.
See, I don't even. I don't
mind it. I think, but I would understand people's quote unquote outrage if that's what it was, because it's like, oh, he's the leader, he should be protected. But at the end of the day, Karrion Kross looks good out of this. Final Testament, look, this is the best they've looked since they've been put together. Like that's a good thing. And I don't think the Wyatt Six, to some people, they may have been buried or ruined, but to me, the Wyatt Six are still going to be the same Wyatt Six next week. Like I don't think they lose any momentum from this. Personally,
I'm definitely a little, like I said, I'm not on the extreme of people being like they're washed and whatever. I'm bored of them. I'm pretty, I don't know. Whenever they're on, I'm watching. I'm excited.
Right.
But like I'm definitely giving a little credit to the people that are disappointed. Because like I said, I'm kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
This loss made me care less about the whole thing, which I don't think is a good thing. I definitely see the pros, and I'm into the pros, and I definitely see the long-term storytelling.
There are cons to it.
But it is like we haven't really seen. They're supposed to be like in the same sense of like, well, not everyone can be this unstoppable force and whatever. But they should at least win once.
Yeah, no, like you said,
a little bit.
It would have been better if they had more matches before this. And you know what I mean?
I would prefer them. I would have been better off if maybe like as much as I'm not in the camp of Uncle, like I don't care that Uncle Howdy took the pin. I don't think that's a bad thing. I would probably prefer him to have not even have been in this match.
Just 3-on-3 or something.
And then maybe like they lose and he's like mad, or he's like, we have to fix this, or like something.
Because let's think of it this way too, because you have Rowan, Gacy, and Dexter Lumis, right? You have those three, and then you have Cross and the two Authors of Pain, because then the Miz and Howdy were the other two.
Right,
Uncle Howdy was going after Miz in the first place, so you could have done 3v3 and then Uncle Howdy versus the Miz. In that case, Uncle Howdy, I would assume, would win that match, because that's fine. Miz can get a loss, but
I'm just curious the direction they're going, because these guys are supposed to be like the masterminds or like the crazy people, and they keep on getting like one up and tricked by Karrion Kross. I don't know. I don't understand it.
I really want to give the benefit right now because of what I said earlier of it being like they're kind of in that shitty position where it's like they're not given much time to work with.
Yeah.
I want to wait until we get to Netflix. I'll give them some time.
For sure.
And if they pick it up, it's like, okay, now we know like what was happening. But if we go back to 3 hours and it's kind of the same, then I think I'll start to be on the camp of what are we doing here, you know?
I think from here, maybe I'll give them like, if let's say Uncle Howdy and Miz go one-on-one or whatever, or Uncle Howdy and Karrion even.
Sure.
And
yeah, because you'd pin him.
So. And the Miz, let's say next week we do Uncle Howdy and Karrion, or in 2 weeks, whatever. And the Miz does some shitty stuff. Paul Ellering does some shitty stuff. Karrion Kross wins again. I'll give you one more. after that, we got to get some wins
Yeah,
here,
for
brother.
sure.
You know what I mean?
I was surprised you even said you'd give him one more after that. I thought you'd say if Uncle Howdy loses, I'd be.
It's
a tough situation. It's a tough.
I would
spot.
prefer them. I would prefer not to give them one more,
Right.
but like,
Right.
I'm
they're in
definitely
a weird spot right now.
I definitely
for sure.
see that people aren't looking at the long-term storytelling, and they're like, oh, like they lost and they're washed, like whatever. But I think there's a middle ground that I'm kind of at.
Sure.
Of like,
I think that's reasonable.
great for Final Testament, great for Carrion. It makes a story interesting because you want to see like, wow, like this has to lead to like the Wyatt Six like fucking exploding on them.
You'd think,
you know,
Yeah, right.
and like they've been losing, and like the benefit of the Uncle Howdy character is you can lose and he can get beat up and do the laughing creepy thing. So that's the benefit. So you
He'll
still
always
kind of
get
have
up and walk away
Right.
from it. Yeah.
so hopefully there's a comeback. And like I said, I don't see the Wyatt Six losing this overall feud. So we just kind of have to wait and see. It's probably, I'm no longer looking forward to like it that much. You know what I mean? Like I
Sure.
think like the New Day stuff in terms of like WWE storylines.
There's a few storylines that have overtaken the Wyatt Six.
100%.
Yeah.
And again, I like not to. We'll move on, but like I said, I think the biggest thing is what you said is they are the not even the biggest. I think they're the segment team story that's affected by the shorter show
time.
because they are there'd be segments that would last like 45
That's what I'm
minutes. And it's
saying,
like,
dude.
that's half the
Like
show.
like I said, their entrance,
Yeah.
their videos, when they had the time where they were like, oh, Rowan's here, Gacy's here, whatever. Like that takes up a lot of time,
Yeah.
and a lot of effort and shit. So
And that's what people want out of it. Like, sure, people want to see
Exactly.
them wrestle and whatever, but like, it would have been something different if we got like a Wyatt Six in-ring promo and Uncle Howdy could be creepy, whatever. I don't care because we haven't seen Uncle Howdy do his fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
I don't
I'm
know.
with you.
Weird
See
stuff.
what happens next week.
All right, buckle up. Actually, no, we're not there yet. Sorry. CM Punk interview.
Here we go.
And then we're gonna get to whatever. Punk says he won't talk about the favor he has with Paul. Says it's personal. Punk also says he doesn't hate Seth. He's confused why Seth hates him.
Mm-hmm.
He says that, and it starts digging, and he goes, 16-year-old Seth came to me to train him for free, mind
He
you.
goes, some people forget about that. Some people don't know that. It was free.
He says he was entitled then. He says he's still entitled. Punk says that and he made sure to emphasize this, Punk says he shielded Seth from being fired from the WWE back in the day. Says that Seth did a good job filling in for Punk while he was gone, but the star is back.
And he said the second string stars go back to the bench
Right.
or something like that. Woo!
Fun
That
stuff.
Fiery promo.
Fun stuff.
The beginning was really funny because he was like, she goes, all right, so like the important question, he goes, oh, I hope you're not going to talk about the Blackhawks. He goes, no, we're talking about something much more relevant, and he started dying. I thought that was really funny. But no, I mean,
Who did the interview with him?
Jackie Redmond?
Isn't she a correspondent for NHL too?
I don't
No,
know.
am I just pulling that?
I don't know. She
I
might
thought
be.
someone
I don't
was.
know.
I don't know. It's either her or Kathy Kelly. I think Jackie Redmond might be
It
an
might be
NHL
Jackie.
person.
I don't know.
Either way.
Yeah, I thought this was great. I mean, simple.
Yep.
Little sit down. I'm happy it was like a sit down thing, so it felt a little bit more serious and a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more like, all right, feels important. CM Punk, you let him talk. I mean, he made some. We learned more of the history between the two, stuff that we may have not known
sure.
before. So we have, his side of things. I think it's, he's coming off as justified. He's coming off of, like I did all this shit for him. I don't know why he's mad at me. And
But I also love like what I'm reading into it too is like I love the gaslighting of Punk.
Oh,
where
big
Punk
time.
is just like I don't hate Seth. He hates Seth so
You
much.
hate him.
Yeah,
You hate him.
He's like, I
don't think
problem
about him,
I got a problem.
brother.
You know,
Yeah.
he did just ask me to train for free when he was 16, but
Free?
I don't think about that.
Shielded.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, no, he definitely does.
It's
care,
awesome.
but it was done so well, and
Yeah.
that's why CM Punk is like the best, arguably the best on the mic, because he knows how to play into the little things, how to like really again like emphasize certain words and tell the story throughout. It was a really well done promo.
And if you want, you can vote for him. Stachie Awards for Best Talker. He's nominated.
Ooh, he might be a finalist for me.
We'll circle back to that after this, but Liv Morgan. Ooh, this I had a problem with. Liv Morgan defeats Dakota Kai.
Wrong choice.
Yeah,
wrong.
what?
Why are you having Dakota like advance in the tournament and then lose to the world champion?
That's my exact problem.
I didn't get it.
Pure Fusion Collective, they cause a distraction. They beat down Dakota.
Awesome.
Io Sky, and Kyrie make the run in to save Dakota. Liv runs back in, hits Io with a Oblivion ahead of their match on Saturday night, which we'll kind of talk about. And then that's my biggest thing is this didn't. I don't know the Dakota and Pure Fusion Collective.
That's just damage
connection.
I think Kairi Sane and one of them are in the same match next week, a triple threat match.
But more so, I don't know.
Just a group thing.
Anyone but Dakota.
Yeah. No, I don't know why she was even
Dakota.
Why was she even given this match if she's going to lose? She needs to have all the momentum she can for this tournament.
The only thing I like about it is I like the spot she's in facing the world champion. It's a good spotlight.
Fine.
Other than that, though, it's like a different time, different place. She's making a run in the IC title tournament. She's the favorite. And you're going to have her, lose. Yes, she did lose to world champion, so it's fine, but shouldn't have even been in the match in the first place. Get beaten down, and then she's just like the afterthought of this whole segment.
Right. Yeah.
I hated this.
That's not the best way to book your future
Terrible
women's intercontinental champion. Yeah, I agree.
Anyone. Put anyone else
It's nice
in this
to see
match.
her get that spotlight, but it's like you're kind of there really is just no point in doing this because she doesn't look like she's fighting the world champ, but like in her losing overshadows that by a million.
Right.
So it's like. Yeah, wasn't a fan of this. I thought Dakota was going to win. I thought there was going to be some screwy thing. Rhea came out and cost her the match, and Dakota got
that would have been a great way to
loved that.
And then shit, she now she's a force to be reckoned with in the tournament.
Yeah,
she beat the world champion.
I really thought that's what I was expecting to happen, but so be it.
Yeah, or maybe was there a disqualification? I'm pretty sure Liv just beat her.
I forget if it was a pin. Either way, I don't know.
Either way,
she shouldn't be losing.
All right, we're circling back here. Seth Rollins comes out. A lot of stuff here. Seth responds to the Punk interview. He says that Punk is a master politician and he plays victim. He says that, which I didn't know a lot of this backstory, but he says that him and Punk were actually friends.
Believe it or not, we were friends.
Until Seth and others reached out to Punk when Punk left the WWE, and him and everyone got ghosted by Punk. Says that Punk is selfish, or he says that Punk is selfish and evil if people aren't on quote Team CM Punk.
Yeah, I think he said if you're not on Team CM Punk, you're the villain or something like that along those lines.
Seth says for the next 10 years, when Punk was gone, all Punk did was try to tear down WWE in every single interview and soundbite. He tried to tear down this place.
That's facts.
And that's always been Seth's problem. It's like, this is my place. I held this up, and you were trying to take it and tear it down.
When they did I think it was 2023, the year that Punk came back. They did like an WWE 2K thing, and they asked Seth about the rumors about Punk. He goes, "Get that cancer out of here." That's right, he's a cancer. Ooh, I said it. Yeah, there's some deep history.
Seth says Punk came back because he failed at everything else. He burned every bridge that he built, and the money was right.
I was expecting him to say AEW, to be honest. I
thought he was gonna drop something.
If at one point during this feud, Seth Rollins name drops them.
I thought he was at least gonna do like, you failed at the other place. I thought that's what he was gonna say.
Obviously, we know what he's talking about, but he hinted.
So after all this, and I wasn't shocked, but I'm on Punk's, from this promo, I'm like, kind of with Seth, after the, you know what I mean?
After his explanation of things.
At least in the moment, and the whole crowd starts chanting CM Punk. Are you crazy?
And you know what else he did too?
Oh.
He talked about Punk's promo, and he was like, he's right. I did ask for training.
Yeah.
And it was for free.
Yeah.
And he did help me get a job here. But
he was 16.
Yeah, he's just a kid. But then he brings up all this shit, and it's like, he is not wrong. There's so many good justified heels. He's not heel yet, but he's getting there. Rollins, Drew, Kevin, they're all becoming bad guys for good reasons.
But this wasn't I get Punk is gonna be the face in this, but
of course he is.
But this was still a face promo.
Yeah, because he's like, why are you booing me? Why am I the bad guy?
I was
here?
almost disappointed in the crowd
that they were chanting for Punk.
And it's like, and this is all, again, I want because people get carried away when you talk about Punk. Gotta preface, this is all in storyline. This is all kayfabe,
We're not talking
whatever.
about personal stuff.
But like,
from a storyline standpoint, him saying all that shit. And
Seth saying and proving, like, I've been here the whole time. I've been the guy. Punk even said, in Punk's absence, Seth stepped up and filled that role. And now this guy talks about the company you guys love, tears it down for 10 years, waltz back in for a paycheck, and I'm still here, and you're jumping ship to him. I'd be pissed if I was Seth too. Are you kidding me?
I'm with him. I'm with him.
I was genuinely mad when the crowd was chanting CM Punk.
He goes, go ahead, like chant his name, whatever.
I think he was even a little surprised. He was kind of like
even better.
Yeah, for sure. It plays in. It plays
into it. And
I thought that was crazy.
And then what was I? Fuck. I keep going. I forgot what.
Seth says everything CM Punk did in this ring, I did it twice. I did the one thing that Punk could never do, and that's main event WrestleMania.
Dig. That's a dig right there.
Enter Sami Zayn.
He's pissed. Seth Rollins like, what the fuck?
Sami Zayn enters, apologizes for last week for assuming Seth was one to attack Jay. Sami says that Seth, last week he was like, but you were acting crazy. He said, you sound like Drew McIntyre. Oh, he goes, I'm not Drew McIntyre. I'm nothing like Drew McIntyre. Sammy, okay, so then we'll get that. Then Sammy's left alone in the ring, talk about Drew, which we'll talk about in a second. You got
your own issue with Drew or something like that. He goes, you know what? I do. And yeah.
So I guess overall with this, before we get to like the Sami and Drew stuff, overall with the Seth and Punk and even slight Sami inclusion, fun stuff, good stuff. I'm buckled in. I don't know when they're gonna fight.
WrestleMania night one main event.
I guess that's what it is.
If both these guys, knock on wood, they stay healthy going into Mania this year. I mean, I think it was going to be main event night one last year. Obviously, things changed with Punk getting hurt. I think that's the direction we're going down. And honestly, I'm very happy that they're keeping them separate. Don't like face-to-face interactions, promos is fine, but it's nice seeing like Punk's doing the backstage thing, Seth is in the ring doing his thing. Like we can not drag it on, but like this is something that you can stretch for a little bit. Like they'll have their interactions at the Rumble. I'm sure they'll have interactions on Raw's Netflix debut, Elimination Chamber maybe, but that big match should not happen until WrestleMania. That is the place for it to happen. I'm
it's nervous.
A long ways away,
that's what I'm saying. It's 5 months.
It is.
So I'm nervous. I do not think it's going to get stale, but it's like, if you're starting early, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like, at least, maybe not like a one-on-one, but like, let's say if they're both in the Elimination Chamber or,
they could have like, or in the Rumble, it's like they both start 1-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. The way that they're making it sound for the Netflix debut is like, it's going to be like a WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they could just put it there.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know if I would agree with it, but I'd understand the business side of why they're doing it.
I mean, I think even if they wrestle before Mania, like they're gonna have a blow up.
It'll be like they should have like a trilogy.
That'd be sick.
That's probably what
I'd be into that.
I would hope it leads to. But yeah, I mean, these promos, two of the best in the game when it comes to it. This is gonna be a fun fucking ride.
Yeah, we're starting off crazy.
I'm so locked into this.
Punk, as we're getting to the point where it's like Punk is gonna. I think the promo is closely related to this, is like the MJF and Punk feud, where every single week you kind of stepped up and got something a little more fiery.
We're going to get deeper and deeper every week.
And Punk's holding back. And I think there's going to be that point that happens every time in every Punk feud where
he's going to snap.
He's going to stop holding back and say what he really wants to say and like reveal something crazy. He's going to reveal that he slept with Becky or something. And Seth's going to be like, well, I slept with AJ. And that's going to be,
I mean, we're just, we're not even scratching the surface here. We have so much story to cover. This has been in the works for years.
Even before Punk jumped ship.
Before WWE, So I am buckled in. It's going to be a ride and a half.
And then Sammy's kind of chit-chatting about Drew, blah, blah. Long story short, announces that it'll be Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre set for Saturday night's main event.
Sure.
Huge.
Fire. Add it to the card. Yeah, that's a good match. Drew's promo. I don't know if you have it on the rundown, but his
the segment or the vignette. Yeah, good stuff.
Best character in WWE. I'll die on that hill if no one believes me. I think it's fucking. He's incredible, dude. So justified. So I love it.
Drew then attacked Sami up at top of the ramp.
Yeah. He admitted that he attacked Jay as well, because I think the video package was before.
Did he say that in the video?
Yes, because he said that's why he's like, that's why I came back early and attacked Jay and Sami.
Oh,
so because that's why Sami apologized, saying I thought it was you because that's how you were acting funny last week or whatever. But yeah, so I think the package was before then. Yes.
Oh, that's why Seth.
But he was like, I came back early, and this was really good too. He's like, I came back early because I saw them all team Roman. He goes, at least CM Punk had a deal with Paul. Everyone else did it with no apology. That's why I came back and attacked them. So Drew's involved in, I guess, some bloodline stuff. I don't know, but
either way, another stacked match for Saturday night's main event. All right, Drew or Sami, who we thinking? I would hope Drew just came back. Drew.
I think it's got to be Drew.
Yeah,
because listen, he had an amazing 2024, and he did a lot of losing.
Losing the feud to Punk, he's got to come back with some wins.
2025 moving forward, 2025 genuinely should be the year of Drew. He shouldn't be losing feuds or nothing like this. Let him go crazy now. He took the loss to Punk. He took that L, and that's fine.
Put over the young guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping that this starts a solid run for him.
Lyra Valkyria defeats Zelina Vega and Ivy Nile to advance in the IC title tournament. Mm-hmm. It was gonna be her, Zelina.
Right.
I'm not shocked at all. It was Lyra. If I gun to my head, I probably would have. I was hoping Zelina. I probably would have guessed Lyra would go through. Sure. Yeah. Cool. Whatever.
It was a fine match. Yeah. I mean, Lyra had the video package a few weeks ago, so that was when I was kind of like, oh, they're really pushing for her in this tournament, and Zelina.
Feel bad for
her.
I feel bad.
I mean, this is these mid card titles are. I feel like would be made for her. Someone like
she'll
her.
Win it. I think she'll be the second champ.
1000%
or third
will.
Or fourth.
She'll win something.
She'll win eventually. Maybe win or never.
But it is tough. Someone like Lyra, if she's gonna win, someone like Zelina's got to lose.
Yeah,
So
and I could see. I forget what the bracket looks like, but I could see the tournament going Lyra, Dakota in the finals. They're doing.
That match is up.
They're doing the United States finals at Saturday night's main event.
Yes, I'd imagine the Intercontinental final is going to be at Netflix.
Yeah.
That's it. Kind of lines up to be that way because they still have.
Are they having two matches on SmackDown? Because it's Meech and
I guess so.
Huh.
I guess so. Yeah. And then the next night they'll have because they still need to have one other triple threat match. Because who's Dakota fighting in the next round? Do they have that match yet?
Oh, I have no.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They might. The Intercontinental one either has one or two more triple threat matches.
Yeah,
I forget.
They're taking their time with that one.
Hey, you still got a month, so.
Oh yeah, great New Day segment. Mm-hmm. Perfect. I would even say damn near perfect. Woods. First of all, these two are two of the most creative people in the business. They're going all throughout stage, and they finally want to get to the ring. Woods takes the camera from Stu. It's like, I know you're John Cena's buddy and whatever.
Give me the camera.
Takes the camera, follows out Kofi, and they go through it. Just a creative presentation. We've never seen wrestlers have taken the camera before, but it was really cool. Just I don't know, him just I'm taking control, whatever. They go out. The crowds booing the shit out of them.
I saw a video from the crowd, and it genuinely was, you couldn't hear them talking because it was so loud. That is pure heel heat right there, brother.
We're getting
that's real heat.
New Day sucks chants. The whole time they're just especially Woods, we didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's what do we do?
We didn't do anything. Why do you hate us?
They always tweet Kofi's really?
Yeah.
What was that? Yeah.
I love that they're it's not a traditional heel turn where it's night and day.
Sure.
They did the by the books heel turn, but they're still the same Woods and Kofi, just with a different. They made a decision, and now they're seeing the effects of that decision. So they're still like, they're confused. Like usually in a heel turn, you're like, of course you're booing me. But to them, they made a decision that ended up being a heel turn, and they're like,
they don't think they did anything wrong.
That's the thing.
They're like, why aren't you guys agreeing with us?
It's so good. It's like, E never helped us. We didn't do anything wrong. We got held back and
Yeah.
It was like you said, they throughout it, they're trying to get a word in. Whether this was, I don't know if it was an on the fly call. I don't know if that was the whole plan. Either way, it worked out perfect. They drop the mics and they're like,
we're out.
We're out. They go back up the ramp. We didn't do anything.
Hey,
perfect.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Love it.
That's all that they need to do.
Money.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna get like, again, what I like about this heel turn is throughout the weeks, I think they're just gonna get angrier and angrier, and until they're just
finally get that full
100% just full fuck you guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Love it. All right. Rhea Ripley defeats Raquel Rodriguez in an anything goes match to close out the show. We got. I mean, the thing with, again, we got more like now Liv's running in, and now so Liv runs in, hits Rhea with an Oblivion. Io Sky comes in again.
Out, yeah.
Clears out Liv Morgan. Rhea hits a Riptide through the table on Raquel and I was shocked by this, to get her, as commentary noted, to win her first singles match on Raw in nearly a year.
Dude, I couldn't believe that was even a thing.
That's
Wait,
crazy.
Was it win or just match? I thought they were saying like it was like one of her first singles matches.
I thought I heard win.
It could have been win.
I don't know.
Either way, I was just like, really? I
Yeah.
was like, she's only been hurt for like the last like this year. Like she was healthy like end of last year, beginning of the.
And maybe she was always just doing tag stuff, or I don't
Judgment
know.
Day.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she did get to a point where like she wasn't wrestling like every single week. It was like she was doing promos. And, like,
She was when she was the champion. She was only on.
So I guess, but yeah, no, I was like, oh, did not know that.
Io loved this though. I will say what you will. Like the match itself was fun. I like seeing the anything goes match, and Rhea and Raquel were pretty solid. The run-ins were excessive, but at the end with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, who we've seen through press conference and social media, have really like, whether it's been on purpose, I've seen a lot of organic stuff about this, to be honest with you, that Io and Rhea are like buddies. They are such a fun duo, and they're pals. And they both hold at the end. They're both holding the World Heavyweight Championship, staring at each other.
They're friends, they're pals, and they should face each other at WrestleMania.
Love it, dude. Love it.
I'll say it. Like I want Io to win this Saturday so bad,
dude. Me too.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think so.
I think they have something else planned for Liv and like whatever. But man, I really want the belt taken off of Liv. I'm just like I don't know. I'm not really sold anymore. I'm not really. The run has kind of become a little stale for me personally. I would just like a little shake up now.
See, I'm not even off it. Like I still see the potential in the Liv run. More so, I'm just like, I want Io to win.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
think it's a little bit of both. I think just in general, like the Judgment Day shit just really just kind of really
Judgment Day is
faded.
cooked.
It's so cooked now. And I think like that plays a part into it. And again, like I feel like she's just facing...
The Dom stuff is like...
Yeah, that's what it is.
She's with Dom, so there's not much more story to do with that.
It's always just her and Rhea. It's like, why isn't there anyone else? Like, she fought Dakota, and we just complained about why'd she face Dakota? Because Dakota lost. Like, I don't...
Well, here's the thing is, like, I like this new matchup of Liv and Io, but Rhea's still involved.
Exactly.
You know? And I think I saw some comments of people, like, defending it and, like... You know, Rhea, of course, wants the title. Rhea's whole thing, doesn't matter who has it, she wants that title. She doesn't give a fuck about Dom. Liv still just happens to have it, so she wants the title. She doesn't do anything to do it, blah, blah. So doesn't everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone on the roster wants the title. I get that Rhea is in a whole different class, and a whole different league, but you can have the world title with new and fresh opponents every now and again. Like, Rhea didn't need to be involved in this Io Liv build, or as involved as it ended up being.
I'm with you.
But yeah, I'll be curious to see. Like again, I think we're gonna find out pretty quickly Saturday whether it's gonna be like a monumental show or it's just a show on NBC and all the champions retain.
House show.
Yeah, it'll be fun. The match will be fun, but like.
It could be
Don't be shocked if nothing happens.
We really think it might be unpredictable, but it might be the most predictable.
That's the thing, 100%.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm rooting for Io, and also like Io was a heel champion. It'd be so fun to see Io as a face champion. It'd be a ball.
100%. I agree.
We got a little bit of. We're not gonna talk too much in depth on this main show here, but we got 2 huge events that happened on NXT Deadline. We'll start out with Oba Femi winning the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge. He is the new #1 contender.
Did you get a chance to watch this
I
event?
watched I caught the women's one. I haven't gone back yet to watch the men's.
This was a great show.
Yeah.
I think the only match that I really was that impressed by was Trick and Ridge Holland, which I think that's fair. I don't think that was a...
God, I'm just not a Ridge Holland guy.
I respect the new challenger approach to it, but yeah, it didn't really hit. Oba Femi, for this match, dude, just all I could see in this match was how fucking bright the future is, dude. Like, Oba Femi. Nathan Frazier also, he pulled double duty because he had this match to start.
The tag
then
match.
He had the tag match, which was also insane. Yeah, dude, everyone looked phenomenal. Oba Femi coming out at the end, last guy just dominating guys. He got the double pin on Frazier and Wesley, I think, to end it.
That count for 2 points.
Yeah,
that's
count
so
for 2
good.
points.
That's
It was
so
like,
good.
okay. And then Javon
That's
Evans at
awesome.
the end tried to hit him with his move
Yeah.
and didn't have enough time. Great ending. Oba Femi, #1 contender. Dude, if he... I would love for him to win it first try.
Yeah.
Bring Trick up
Yep.
and have Oba Femi have the belt for at least a year.
Yep.
Just, he is... I look at him and I'm like, that is a pro wrestler. That is a future world champion. That guy is going to dominate for a long time.
You don't need to build up. Like you don't need to build up for an NXT champion. IMO. Like you can have the next up guy win it right away and run. So at the end of the
100%.
day, it's not a developmental program, but at the end of the day, NXT is still like I mean,
It still has that rub that it is like more developmental.
people
for young
are
people.
developing and
Yeah.
and getting in there, whatever.
And like, yes, there are people like Ethan Page who,
Right.
who have been around for a long time, but it's majority people that
Yeah.
are still getting their footing and all that stuff.
So I don't think there's any hesitation. Fuck it, Oba Femi win,
moon.
and he's gonna
To the moon.
run NXT, and he's the new face, and we're in the money.
Ethan Page is going to get the call up afterwards.
Yeah,
he was like,
for
I don't know
sure.
if I can do this anymore and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like he's made for the main roster, so he's gone.
He's nominated for most improved. Ethan Page.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Ethan Page. Yeah, great match. Unbelievable match. And then the women's one.
Oh.
I mean, bro.
Like I said, I'll probably watch it either tonight or tomorrow night. The men's one, but if the men's one was anywhere near how much fun I had with the women's one,
Yeah, dude.
I could have watched these women wrestle for.
I wish it was an hour-long match.
This was so fun.
This deadline, the Iron Survivor Challenge, I think is one of the greatest matches that they came
It's
up
fun.
with. It is
Yeah.
such a good concept. Like the
Yeah.
whole you get pinned 90 seconds in the pot. Like that's such a
and you keep tally. My only gripe, and maybe this was just from watching on TV, when Giulia won, the crowd didn't seem to know like the match was over.
yeah, because
There's a little bit of confusion.
Was it Stephanie? What was it? Someone she tried to roll her up or something, or like the clock ran out before.
I think more. I'm not really sure what
I
happened.
forget
I think
the
more
exact-
so is like the clock ran out and Giulia just like had the most points,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of like because the problem with that is like you don't get like a traditional match. You don't get a 1, 2, 3, ding, ding, ding. That's
Right.
it. The time runs out and it's whoever has the most points. And a lot of time they will do like a last second pin or whatever. But like, so that's my only thing is it's tough for the crowd to do that big pop or whatever.
Yeah,
But if that's my only critique with just like the show. But Giulia lighting off the fucking confetti.
They did
Oh
go a
my
little crazy.
God.
They did go a little
I
crazy with the
loved
confetti,
it.
but
Yeah,
I did like it.
I didn't expect
They were like
that.
they gave her the Daniel Bryan WrestleMania
Yeah,
30
yeah,
treatment.
yeah.
It was really funny.
I am fired up,
So
dude.
she looked great. Stephanie is the only one in the match that didn't eat a pin.
Yeah.
So you know
Yeah.
they're protecting her.
I think she kind of had a little stare off, or like I don't know if Julia was looking at her, but she was out of the ring, just kind of like eyeing her. You know what I mean?
Zarya, bro,
Looks sick.
She
looked good.
She hit this mid-air spear on Sol Ruka, and I was like, what? How is Soul even walking? And then she hit a fucking moonsault. She's a fucking beast, dude. She's a monster. Soul Ruka. I could go on for hours.
Was Jada Parker was the other one in the match, right? Who was in the match?
No, Ren Sinclair. Yes, because Jada fought Lola Vice in the underground.
Oh, the underground thing.
Underground.
Anyway, but like she slides in after just getting out of the timeout box, and Soul Ruka hits the fucking That's probably the coolest move in wrestling.
Me and Taylor,
it's crazy.
Taylor watched that match.
Oh yeah,
and we were talking, and I was like, "Oh, this girl was a gymnast. Like she's sick." And we're watching it, and she was like, "Oh, I want her to win."
Yeah. She
so came in,
sick,
hit that move, and I was like, "Oh my fucking gosh!" I'm like, "Where that? Like that is the craziest move, bro." She did the cartwheel flip over the top rope.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like she is just
she's money,
the
dude.
double buckshot lariat.
Yep. She's money.
Insane. And then even honestly,
she did it all in Vans. She's wearing Vans skate highs.
All in Vans.
I'll tell you this.
Respect it.
Not very cushiony. Not a lot of cushion in those.
You gotta respect it.
You know what I mean?
You gotta respect it. And then Ren Sinclair, like, it was funny because leading up to the last minute, like Taylor was like, "Oh, she hasn't done anything."
It's
like, yeah, she's the fall one.
Getting her ass
As
kicked.
I go, "Oh, she's the fall one." She gets a roll up pin. I was like, "Oh, sick." Okay, I'm glad they gave her because they were all tied at that point, and then Giulia got it. So yeah, really fun match. I love the concept of it. I get what you're saying, where it's like the crowd can be so confused with the ending, but I feel like that kind of like that's like the purpose of the match, where it can just end like that, and it's like oh wait, what happened? Just adds to the.
That's the thing. It has a timer. Either way.
Yeah, so I understand you're watching what's in the ring, but like they do have the timer up.
I think they needed. This is probably more of like the in ring, and this is like a critique that probably isn't even necessary. But like, I can't remember if they had like a buzzer or something. Have like a more obvious signifier the match ended, and like I'm curious how. Was it just the bell ringing? I don't remember, but I'm curious how the crowd saw the score. Like, was it on a screen the whole time? Was it? I think that might have been part of it.
It was like underneath, maybe. It was like underneath the. Yeah, I don't know.
So it might have been hard for like the crowd to keep track of like who was in the lead, which like 100%. Might give to like the match ends and they're like, wait, who has the most points?
Yeah.
But I said, that's not even a critique. More so, I'm just saying like it's more of a I'm curious how that match is to see live
for sure.
But yeah, I am fine. And it's the same thing with Oba Femi. Roxanne Perez has been destined for the main roster for a minute. Give Giulia the title out the gate. I mean, she already had the title match that she lost.
She did. She ain't
now
losing.
Give it to her. Roxanne Perez seeing the main roster. Boom.
This is a situation where it's like the two deadline winners, the two challenge winners, just let them run with it. Like, because you said Giulia lost already. There's no way she was losing a second time. Oba Femi is he has way too much momentum and too believable, I think, to lose right away. They need to jumpstart that push now.
Trick Williams, I could honestly see them keeping in NXT.
Sure.
I don't know how, like, I think he's ready for the main roster, but
I do think he needs more time.
I think he needs more time.
He really hasn't had, in the grand scheme of things, he really hasn't had much time as like on his own as a single star because he was always with Carmelo and everything. So I would like it if he did lose. I think maybe stick around to like maybe WrestleMania time, a few more months in NXT.
Even just for the sake of the NXT men's division isn't that strong. So losing Trick is another blow.
Because if you lose Ethan,
right. You can lose Roxanne and you have a roster of women that are next up or whatever. So I think Roxanne, if anything out of that night, I think Roxanne is, see you in the Rumble.
Maybe Trick does get the upper hand in the first match, however, and then maybe WrestleMania weekend, that NXT event is where Oba Femi is.
I was going to say, they didn't announce when these matches would take place, no?
No.
Yeah.
No. I would assume the next big PLE they have for it, but who knows?
Interesting.
Yeah, great. It was a great show. I really recommend
I'm going to go back
check
and
out
watch
the
it.
men's and the tag team match.
Yeah.
The tag team match went crazy.
You know who, to end the show, you know who made I only saw this because of Twitter, who made an appearance as I don't know if they were a security guard or a bodyguard or whatever in the Underground match. Friend of the show, Love Doug.
Was on.
Really? Yeah, he was a security guard or like
That's
whatever.
Sick. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, shout out the GOAT.
Shout out Love Doug.
All right, that is the show. we're gonna head over to the patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling, and we're gonna talk questions. We're gonna talk Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk Ray Fenix going off on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot of stuff to cover over there, so head over there. $5.99 a month. Get you the whole backlog and the whole catalog. If you're on Spotify, please leave us a rating. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please leave a rating. All of that stuff we appreciate. I forget. Yeah, I guess we haven't talked Spotify Wrap, so we really appreciate everyone sending us their that Stache Club Wrestling podcast was the top 5.
Very
crazy.
So that's very weird and crazy to see. That we're on top of so many people's
we
list,
were,
thank you.
We were a couple people's number ones. At minimum, we were in the top 5 a lot. You know what I did see? I saw in a few people's top 5. Half a thank you. You can plug your Patreon with your Spotify, so you can listen to the Patreon episodes in Spotify. And
yeah, I think you mentioned that before.
For a few people, the Stache Club main feed was it like their number 1, number 2, and then right under that, still in the top 5, was the Patreon.
That's fucking
crazy.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the support throughout the year and in general, and hopefully next year we'll show up on your list again.
Yeah. I tried to share whether I was retweeting or sharing on the Instagram story the people that were tagging us. So yeah, always I kind of like forgot, like Spotify Wrap came up and I like forgot the podcast were a part of it, and then we started getting all this stuff. I was like, whoa.
I honestly don't really listen to podcasts. Like I don't get like a top 5. Like
I got a mean Spotify. We'll talk about it in the Patreon.
Yeah,
I got a mean top 5. But yeah, thank you again for the whole. I mean, this isn't the last episode of the year. We got the Stachie Awards coming up and next week and whatever. But in terms of Spotify Wrapped, thank you for listening all year. Thank you for, even if we're in your top 1, top 3, top 5, top 10, top 20, we appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah. All right. Patreon. Bye. We'll see you all week. Quizzes are going to be weird this form in the description.
Peace.
Spotify Wrap came out.
Fuck Spotify.
And I know. Number 5, Isaiah Rashad.
Okay.
Number 4, JPEG Mafia.
Okay. Drake 5, Future 4.
Fun.
He had 3 albums this year.
Fun.
So like that makes sense.
Good one.
Post Malone 3.
Take any movie, replace every character except one of your choice with Muppets. How much funnier does your movie get? The Ray Fenix tweets are awfully interesting.